This is the most used lens in my trip to Africa this year. I filmed all the big five with it, taken thousands of awesome wildlife photos. And as a hobbyist wildlife photographer, it gets the job done. And right now I'm in Monoples, which is the perfect place to review such a lens after 3 months of quite heavy use almost every day. And it has been with me to South Africa, Namibia, Zambia, Botswana, and now Zimbabwe. So this video should give you a good idea on what you can expect from such a lens, or this lens in particular. I'll share my thoughts on using it for both photography and video with plenty of examples as you do. What I did and did not like about the lens, because there were a few things that I did not quite like. Who it might be for, and accessories that I would recommend for any long lens such as this one. But let's first start with the build quality. I have to work a little bit with the light here because it's quickly disappearing. It's sunset now here in Monoples, but yeah, it's surprisingly light despite its very bulky size. That's because it's made of plastic. That makes it feel a little bit plasticky and cheap. It also scratches quite easily. That annoys me a little bit. I guess that's the price we pay when having a lighter lens of this size. As you can see here, it's huge. It comes with this sunhood right here, and it has a bag that is also in the box, and this tripod foot, or whatever you call it. This is with Arca Swiss as well. So if you have an Arca Swiss tripod head, this is perfect, and it's also very stable. So that means it goes very well with my iFootage mini tripod. I use this one mostly on my X-H2S, both for photography and video, simply because I have customized my X-H2S for everything I need to do or want to do or do with a camera. The X-T5 is also fun, but yeah, I just prefer to use the X-H2S. The focal range of this thing at 600mm is absolutely amazing. That's 900-ish equivalent on a full frame. You get those close-up shots of predators and the eye shot of a lion and all that good stuff we all love when we are doing our wildlife photography, because we want to get really close. It's also easy to use, and now that I'm getting used to it, it's fine to work between zooming and the aperture ring right here. I just use my ring finger for this. So yeah, that was the thing that annoyed me a little bit in the beginning, but it's such a huge lens, and yeah, I'm just getting used to using it now. It's not the fastest lens in the world at f8.0, but that is to be expected given the relative small size and the affordable price, or affordable-ish price. I've taken my absolute favorite leopard picture with this lens, plus all the other big five, and a lot of birds. I've become increasingly more interested in birds. That's really cool. When you see birds or bird life through this lens, this focal range, it's absolutely amazing. Now over to videography. This is where this lens really shines. Just here in our camp now, I found a cool little frog that I've never seen before. Took some pictures. Lie down here on the dirt to get some video as well. I have a filter for this that I thought I would use for videography in order to get the correct shutter speeds and all that, but I hardly ever use it because you zoom in and it's not the fastest lens in the world, meaning I have to use f8. And if I have to, if it's too light, I can always get it up to f10, 11, 12, whatever, because you get that nice smooth blurry background anyway. It's very easy to use on the X-H2S that I'm used to filming on here now, but it's also quite good on the X-T5. I flick between still and movie and it gets the job done. But it's much better for me to use it on the X-H2S because that's where I have everything programmed on these customizable dials. But even handheld at 600mm, you can get some really smooth and stable footage. So that is awesome with this lens right here. Now I'm going to focus on this frog and hopefully get a few more nice images. So cool with Africa, you just have to look at the small things as well. Let's talk about what I did and did not like. But overall, this is a great super zoom lens, no question about it. And I do like that it is fairly light for its size. It's relatively easy to maneuver and not too heavy to use for longer periods of time if you need to film something. That's excellent. But I did not like the plasticky feel to it. It just feels a little bit cheap, and it feels like it can break more easily than my other lenses. So that's I didn't like that. It's also big and bulky, and in my book that's a little bit of a minus when you want to travel light. But I do love animal photography or wildlife photography, so that's another price I pay to be able to get the things that I want to get in my wildlife photography. It's very sharp if you know what you are doing, as is most lenses these days. And then we have to talk a little bit about the autofocus. That's something I found the lens struggle with, because when I zoom all the way into my subject, let's say that's a bird, or particularly a bird, that's where I noticed this, it could not find the subject or anything. It was hunting, but it just couldn't find the bird. So I thought I was too close, but that was not the case. So I zoomed out, I found my subject, and I had subject detection on the autofocus continuous. And I zoomed slowly in and it found the bird. So now that I know about this, it's easier to work around. I also tried tracking in continuous autofocus with subject detection. Again, a bird, that's very difficult, but I found that it wasn't completely locked onto the bird I was trying to film, so that was a little bit of a bummer. If you want to do something about that, you can always get a gimbal and tripod and do way more birding photography or videography than I have done. I'm not really into that, but something to be aware of if you are getting this lens. Might be an operator error, i.e. I did a mistake or didn't know what the hell I was doing, but yeah, I just thought I had it, and it was such a nice smooth movement there, but apparently I didn't. Now, if you are in the market for this lens right here, or any zoom lens for that sake, here are some recommendations. A monopod is excellent. Mine is this from iFootage. It's the Cobra 3, and that comes with a mini tripod that I use all the time, especially to get those low angle shots. It's amazing. I can't recommend that enough. Then you should definitely have a good sturdy tripod. That's great if you're sitting in a bird hide or something like that. And if you're serious about your birding photography and videography, I would recommend that you get a gimbal so you can control it and steer it, if you will, better. That's a great recommendation. So I do not do so much for that, so I haven't got that. That would be cool to try. I've seen other photographers that I met in the bush. They have some great results from these gimbals that they have mounted either on their car or on their tripod. So those are some cool killer combos for you right there if you want to get the most out of this one, especially for birders, but also for wildlife photographers that wants to do tracking shots or tracking photos of animals. Yes. So who is this lens for? Serious wildlife photographers and videographers that do not want to break their bank account and get a lot from their money. This lens is for you. And also sports photographers. I guess I don't do a lot of sports at all, but with reach and with the autofocus, that is quite good. Not 100% there, but it's quite good. I would say this is a good choice. It's not for professional wildlife photographers or sports photographers that get paid a ridiculous amount of money for their photos and videos. Well, yeah, it's just not for you, I guess, since it's budget and it's not as fast. With image enhancing tech and AI, I doubt anyone could tell the difference between a photo taken with this lens and a photo taken with a 10x the price of this lens. I just doubt it. Yeah, because a good photo is a good photo. So my conclusion to this would be that it's great overall, apart from the minor issues that I had with the autofocus that might be fixed in a firmware upgrade on both the camera and the lens, I don't know. But I'll for sure take it anywhere I go that has anything to do with wildlife photography or videography. I got it because I wanted to get more close-up videos of animals for my stock video portfolio, and this is also where this lens shines the most. And yeah, you've seen the photos and the videos that I've taken with this both handheld and on a tripod, so you can really judge for yourself and see if this is a lens for you. Yes, and thanks for watching. Now it's getting dark here. Appreciate it very much. Like this video, that also helps me make more and better content for you, and subscribe to the channel if you aren't already, and I'll see you around in the next video. So that's bye from Monopoles Zimbabwe. Oh, and by the way, if you are interested in what areas are best for wildlife photography or what you can get from the different places, let's call it 10 best destinations for wildlife photography and videography in Africa, please do let me know your questions down in the comments. I'm thinking about a video about this because now we have traveled so much here in Africa for 4 months now, almost, and I've been to Africa every year for 12 years in a row, so I have a pretty good idea on the moods of so many places. So do let me know down in the comments, and I hope to see you in the next video. Now I have to watch out, go back to camp and watch out, because I know there's a hyena around here, and I want to be able to make another video on YouTube. Alright, bye bye.